What is going on, YouTube family? Welcome back to another episode of NAS100 analysis today. Now, just going to be picking up from where we left off, and before I do that, I want to say a big shout out to every single one of you guys that comes over and watches what I share with you in terms of how I plan to move within the markets. I appreciate every single one of you. The ones that just come and watch, I appreciate you. The ones that come, drop likes, and also hit the subscribe button, I appreciate you also, right? And the new ones that will be coming on board as well, I appreciate you as well. Thank you for helping me grow this channel. All right, so we're gonna get into it. So I haven't done a video in a little while, okay, and the reason being is that I've been having internet problems. So I had an engineer out. He took forever, but he came out nonetheless, and he sorted it out. Hence why most of last week, I believe the whole of last week, I didn't actually post any videos. But obviously, you can still trade on your phone, so I was trading on my phone. It went well. There were times when it went good and there were times when it went bad. Monday was a bad day, so I'm not gonna lie to you. Monday I was getting destroyed, all right? But however, just before the US increased interest rates, I managed to catch a sell at the perfect place, right? So it was somewhere up here, I believe, somewhere around this level, right at the top of this wick, right? So what am I looking for? So first things first, price has broken through this level. So that is 11520.04. So it's broken through, right? And I'm expecting it to continue to keep falling. We might get some type of pullback over the next few days, but I believe it's going to continue its way down to this level over here, which is 10994.27. That's where I personally believe is going to go. Now, once again, I am not a financial advisor. I'm not giving you financial advice. I'm not saying it's 100% going to go to this level, but it's looking more likely that it will go to this level than not go to this level, in my opinion, right? In my opinion. So if you're on here hoping for a signal and you want to obviously bet your life savings on this move, that's on you. That's on you, right? That's got nothing to do with me. I'm just saying where I think it's going to go. I'm not saying it is 100% going to go there, because that I don't know. I don't know where the market is going to do. I don't know what it's going to do like 2 weeks from now. I don't know. All I can do is just say, hey, this is where I think it's going to go, this is where I think it's not going to go, and then depending on how I'm feeling or what the data is showing me, I will make a decision, and then we'll see if it pans out or if it doesn't. All right? There is no skullduggery going on this channel, right? Like, I encourage every single one of you to learn how to do this stuff if you don't know how to do it already, right? You need to learn how to do this stuff, right? It will save you, trust me. Okay, so price is heading down to this level over here. Now, if price heads down to this level over here, so if price comes down to this zone over here, okay, this is what it's going to tell me, right, personally, how I'm going to view it. I'm going to assume that I was right in identifying this area over here, the new high that emerged, okay, right, and that there is a very, very, very good chance that a newer high, a much bigger one in comparison to this one, is going to appear upon the bounce from this level. Now, is that necessarily going to happen? I don't know. All I can do is, going by past tense information, whenever you get a double bottom or a double top, you get a much bigger move in the opposite direction. So if it's a double bottom, you get a much bigger high, and if it's a double top, you get a much bigger low, in my opinion, right? I could be wrong, I may be right, but that's how I see it, and that's how I aim to play it, right? Because this whole move down here, I got rewarded, right? And I've jumped out of a trade now, but this whole thing I did very well. I ate, right? I made some mistakes, but bottom line is, you know, the lights are still on. The lights are still on. Everything is still on. Do you know what I mean? I'm still able to buy things I don't need, right? Right? So I'm doing my part to help the economy, okay? And if you want to be in a position like that where you can do your part to help the economy, learn this stuff, right? And slowly yet surely, you're going to get to the level where you need to be. And most importantly, as you're doing this, you're going to realize you don't necessarily need to stop what you're doing now. So if you have a regular 9 to 5, you don't need to quit, because Why are you gonna say no to more money? Like, there's money outside. You know what I mean? You got a nice cushy little job. You're earning a little something like that. You know, you're not a 5-minute trader. You're a bit of you're a swing trader more or less, right? So you're a swing trader. You lock in the position when it looks applicable. You do everything you're supposed to do, and then you ride the wave. Once it hits the spot, take profit. You take profit, you're out, and then you look for another opportunity. So, I mean, you could try to do this all day, every day, right? All day, every day. But I'm not gonna lie to you, it is tedious, and you're gonna make your most mistakes if you spend too much time in the market. This place, it will screw you over if you think you can do that. And you gotta be a special kind of person to be able to do that. People do that. You will build up slowly to be able to trade every single day, every single second of the day, right? But that is definitely not an easy thing. I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's an easy thing. So how the gig is working for me right now is working fantastic in the sense that I'm able to still do my 9 to 5, right? No issues there. I'm still able to trade and get like pretty much good results, right? And I'm pretty much able to do other things as well and get the same good results. And well and truly, it's just really simple, in my opinion. Okay, so that's enough of that little rant done, right? So, do you know what? Because I haven't been on here for so long, I'm doing a lot of ranting. I know. But hopefully you guys will see the sense in what I'm trying to say, and hopefully it's making a lot of sense to you guys. If it's not, then my apologies for ranting. My apologies for that. So, price is heading down to the zone over here. Okay, right? Now, is it possible that price could go lower than this level over here? Yes. It actually is. It actually is very, very, very possible, and I've marked out the potential zone, and that's this zone right here, right? There's 2 more levels. What is this? Let me just have a look to see what this one is. Okay, right. So there is 3 more levels under 10994.27 that price could go down to. So we have this one over here. Then we have this one over here. Then we have this one over here, and I believe this one is the last one, the last low it could possibly go down to. If it goes down any lower than this, believe you me, you're gonna know about what's going on. There's gonna be something grave happening on the planet, and you're gonna know before I even release a video to tell you. CNN will be telling you, Fox News will be telling you, BBC will be telling you, everybody will be telling you, right? If the US market finds itself down this level over here. So I don't think that's gonna happen. I think most logical place is either here, or worst case scenario, this level over here, right? And then it's going to keep doing what it's doing. But when it comes to the market, I don't rule anything out. There's been a lot of talk in regards to there is a possibility that there could be a collapse of the housing market. Okay, if that happens, like, it's going to be heading down here, and once again, Bloomberg, BBC, CNN, they're all going to be telling you if there's a housing crash. Trust me. You will not be getting your news from me first about that. It will be secondhand news, right? So these are the things that I think is happening. And from the opening of market today, what you can do, not what you can do, what I plan to do, right? What I plan to do is I want to see what type of shape appears here on the hourly. Right, so I'm going to go into the hourly for a second, right? I want to see what type of shape appears at this level. And what I'll be looking for, actually, as a matter of fact, let me bring in a cleaner chart. I'll bring in a clearer one, and then we work on that one. Okay, right. So what I'll be looking for at market open, right? So when market opens, right, is I want to see what starts to happen at this level over here. Okay, so I can see that we've had a parabolic push to the upside. Okay, now this usually is a good indicator to say that, hey, something really cool is going to happen, but I don't really put all my chips in a move like this, especially when the overall trajectory is heading down, and especially when we know there is a new low at the bottom that is yet to get to, and it's on its way there. So what I would want to see is, let me make the MACD a bit bigger, because the MACD is my best friend out here. I'm not gonna lie to you. Okay, so what I would want to see is if this level right here gets broken. I would want to see if price closes above this level over here. If it closes above this level over here, which is 11511.76, I'm only going to assume, okay, that it's going to pull back and begin its push to the upside some more. So I may consider looking for buys, right? But like I said, in the overall direction of the market, and this is where I make most of my decisions, where it's heading in the day, as opposed to the hourly, right? So what direction is moving in the day is the direction I want to be facing in, not the other way around, right? So what I would do in that case is I would wait for it to reach that high, and then I will begin to start selling again. Whenever it reaches a high level or a high price point, I will then begin to start selling the market again. And one of the things that I like to use to help me navigate through situations like this is I'll use the 200 moving average. So the 200 moving average, that's this right here. Okay, so I will use that. And that was what I used to actually take all of this, and I just got out over the weekend. So literally I waited for it to get to this level. I saw it, I hopped on, right? I rolled it all the way down, and then I was like, you know what, I've had enough for the week, let me jump out. So I took my share, and then I'm out. And now I'm waiting to see what it's going to do now, and this is what we're waiting for. We've had the push to the upside. It could continue to push up further, or it may push down, but ultimately with the 200 moving average, that's going to help me figure out if I'm on the right side of it or not. That's all I use it for, is just to help me gauge if I'm on the right side of it or not. And then the overall structure that I normally draw out within my analysis, that kind of tells me where everything is, and also increases my thinking in regards to probability as to how high of a chance market is going to move in a certain direction, right? That's just how I use them. So that's what I'm thinking. Now that this is all covered and this is all taken care of, okay, right? Yeah. Make sure you watch the videos over here, and watch the videos over here, and watch the videos over here. And if you haven't done so already, hit the subscribe button over here. Useful information that you can use to help you navigate the market, especially if you're new to this, right? If you're already an existing trader, you already have your own style as to how you like to do things. And one of the cool things about having existing traders visit my channel and watch my channel, right, is that they have so much useful information in regards to how they're navigating it, because this is more of an art than a skill. So the skill is knowing where everything is. The art is how well you execute your plans, right? So when they come on and they share their input, I highly value those guys. Like, I value them on insane levels. Like, I just want all of them to be commenting ideas, because they show me so many things that I'm not actually seeing. And like I say, I don't jump on there and tell you I'm an expert. I'm not an expert, okay? I'm just trying to figure this out and share this with you guys. So guys out there, if you've seen anything in regards to this analysis, okay, right, that I've just done, and there are other things that you've noticed that I haven't talked about, please feel free to drop it in the comment section. Look, yeah, I may write you an essay back, I may not, I may drop a thumbs up, I may drop a heart. Actually, I will always drop a heart. Like, if like, just for the fact that you've commented, I'm dropping a heart, so long as it's not a spam or anything weird like that, right? Or you're trying to get people to buy some random pointless robot, or some dumb thing, or follow somebody that is, I don't know, whoever. Like, those ones, I normally delete those comments. I'll be honest with you, I just delete them, because it doesn't benefit anyone. Like, if that guy is so good, keep him to yourself. Don't come and share it on me. Create a channel and big that person up. Don't bring it to my channel, because like, I'm not bigging anybody up. I'm just showing what I'm sharing. So if you're doing that, get off, right? I delete the comment. Facts. Like, you're just wasting your time. You're going to spend, I don't know, 30 seconds typing out a well thought out, beautiful copyright piece for people to come over. As soon as I see it, delete. Delete. It's gone, right? Okay, but the channel's going to get to a point where I won't be able to do that. The more people are joining, the more people are watching, it's going to get difficult. So just remember one thing: I'm not selling you anything. I'm not asking you to buy anything. I'm just asking you to hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification, and drop us a like. These are the 3 things I'm asking you for. If I decide I am going to be selling you anything, I'm going to post the link directly in the description. It's not going to be in the comment section. It will be in the description, so you know that I put it there, right? And then you can look at that if it all makes sense to you. Also, another thing as well, if you're not using TradingView, there's a link in there. You can get it, use it for free, or you can pay for it. The paid version is a lot better than the free version, but it just depends. If you want it for free, you have access to quite a lot of the tools, and it's all free, so you can use that as well. So yeah, I think I've pretty much covered everything I wanted to cover today, and I'm going to do my utmost to try to make up for all the lost videos that I haven't been posting this last week. But I posted more videos this week in regards to technicals, and we might even go down to say the 15-minute or even the 5-minute, just so that you guys are able to see different types of plays, as well as I'm going to be doing more back testing with different types of tools that you can use to really help you get around this. Because the last backtest video that I did, that is filled with solid gems, back tested. Go and watch it. That is going to be right here. That is going to be one of the ones right here, or it's going to be one of the ones right here. It's going to be on the top 2 anyways, right? Make sure you go and check that video out. That video's got gems in it, especially if you're new to the game. And what you're going to need to do if you're new to the game, right, is you're going to need to watch that, okay, and develop your own style around it, because how I use it and how it works for me might be very different to how you want to use it and how it could work for you. Most importantly, risk management, okay? Risk management. That is where it's super important when you're following back testing rules. Does the risk management line up with your budget? If it doesn't, then that strategy makes no sense to you. You need to find something else, or you need to apply tweaks to make it a little bit better for you. That is my best advice I could possibly give you. All right. So with that said, this is Pips and Points signing out, and I'll see you in the next video, which will be very, very soon.